Welcome. Oh my word. All right. All right. We're here. Woo! Hello and welcome to the Charlotte Trumba Show. My name is Charlotte and this is my show. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is episode number 22. Feeling like that's a lucky number? We're making it fun. I'm really excited to make this a more regular occurrence. I know I've been trying to find which day kind of works. I'm liking midweek, and I'm just going to work on being consistent with that. So thank you, whoever is listening right now, to me. I just appreciate your patience. But isn't it nice to just know it's like rolling the dice each week? When's the episode going to be out? You don't know. Stay on your toes. I'm here to keep you on your toes. I don't want to brag, but I have some nice lukewarm water that I'm drinking. The ice, every time I've had ice or a straw, there is somebody that comments that's like, yeah, great, but you know your ice is making a lot of noise. Or like, oh, just a quick suggestion, maybe don't use a straw. You know, I was like trying to be nice and use this nice metal straw. That was a gift, by the way. And just to prove that I wasn't using plastic straws because I care about the environment. And instead, someone has to be a little hall monitor. But anyway, I appreciate that can be annoying. So don't worry. No straws or ice here. Just me sipping on some lukewarm water. You hear that? Just some ASMR. Water. Couple things to be excited for. One, I'm flying to Florida today for, honestly though, like I think I'll never think of Florida as Florida. It'll always be Florida in my head because I'm from New York. And if any of you are from the tri-state area, you'll be familiar with the sort of like Long Island pronunciation of Florida, which is Florida. Which honestly, if you think about it, kind of matches the initials, FLA. And it's like they sort of stayed true to that when they pronounce it Florida. They're like, oh, I'm going down to Boca. And I'm seeing, you know, my grandchildren, they're gonna come stay. I got a condo right on the coast. We're gonna go for the cold winter. I can't do cold anymore. That's always the thing, is like, they're always at their max capacity with temperature. Just as if their body can no longer survive. As if they have been hiking Everest every day for the past 25 years and they finally just want to hang up their hooks and just relax on the coastline. No, they are just tired of all the heating and the immediately shoveled streets of New York City. And they're like, I can't do it anymore. I can't. I told Morty, I told him I can no longer do the colds. I can't do it. I don't ski anymore. I'm not getting outside to shovel. I'm not walking. I'm not doing it. So I'm leaving. And I'm going to come back to New York only when it's easiest to be in New York. And every New Yorker will now consider me not a New Yorker, but I will always consider myself a New Yorker till I die, and because I talk like this. Anyway, they go down to Florida, and they're like, they become a new person. It's like a whole new persona. Like these clothes just appear. The tunics appear. The shifts, you know, no shape, 3/4 sleeve, V with like a pattern shift. They just appear. Where did they come from? There they are. I do it too when I go down. That's what I wear. It's like the uniform. And just like these long, flowy dresses and sandals, and then many hats. And a whole different color scheme. Like up in New York, it's muted tones, black. Suddenly, whole new people. Oh, for Florida. They don't get any fitter. It's not like by being outside they are suddenly like, toned or in better shape. Look exactly the same, just leather tan. A leathery tan skin. And that's it. Done. I'm speaking obviously on just like one specific cohort, which is just what I envision as like Long Island grandmothers. White Long Island, sometimes Jewish or Jewish adjacent grandmothers. You know what I mean? They don't have to be. I'm honestly thinking specifically of my one 5th grade teacher. I'm pretty much envisioning her. Oh, and in addition to these shift dresses, they all have these matching sweatsuits. The matching terry cloth. Doesn't matter what decade. It could be from the 70s. It could be today. They're the same. They are the same. They are matching. And then they have their walking shoes. And it doesn't matter the temperature, they're wearing their long sleeves. Anyway, Florida. We're going to Florida. Honey, it's time. I got a conzo. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to Florida for my brother's wedding, which I've mentioned on here. I also mentioned that the venue changed again. And so this is now the 3rd venue. We are hoping it stays at this place. Fingers crossed. No, so it should be great. So anyway, I'm flying out tonight, and I fully planned on recording this in the morning and planned my whole night before around that. And then I had to work out. I was like, well, then I'm going to work out before I record because I'll just do my shower once and face and whatever. And don't you know, I could not rally myself to work out until freaking like 2:30. Like, I have to leave the apartment at 5. Why do I do this? I did this yesterday. Actually, this happens so often. Like, I'll wake up in the morning, thinking about so many things. Wow. Also, just think about the fact that that little girl from Real Housewives of New Jersey wrote this embarrassing song at 5 years old that would normally just be on somebody's like home video archive, and instead it is now a TikTok trend like 10 years later. She's like 20 something, isn't she? Gia something? I forget her name. And she's Gia's daughter? Teresa's daughter. I don't know. One of you will know. I don't really watch Real Housewives of New Jersey, but I just think this is like hilarious, and I thought it was just the clip, but if you can find the whole song. She sings like this whole song about their family's problems and her parents' marital problems. Honestly, it's really sad if you like think about it too deeply, but instead we have this like funny clip that we use on TikTok, and it's, a nice serious moment has been boiled down into satire that is used millions of times. That's life. That's comedy, baby. You got some life trauma? I'll just sprinkle that into some self-deprecation and a little bit of grandiose thinking, and you've got yourself comedy gold, baby. Oh, you want to talk about your problems under a spotlight? Because you can't be genuine enough with your friends and family to talk about these problems one-on-one. Try comedy. Make it a joke. Make your life a joke. Have I got the recipe for you? Self-conscious about how you look, body image issues, deep, deep body image issues that came from an eating disorder and generations of women in your family being swayed by the media and unrealistic expectations for women. I know what you can do. Make jokes about it. I got you. What was I even talking about? Oh, okay. So excited to fly to Florida tonight. Have a middle seat because I forgot to choose a seat. Woo, baby, gonna be a blast. Hope we're all masked up. I'm double dosed though. That is my new greeting when I see people. I'm like, double dosed. Yep, double dosed. DD, double dosed. Yep, double vaxxed. Nice to see you. I'm double dosed. Because let me be clear, I would not be getting anywhere near you, person, if I weren't. Honestly, I just want to start wearing a sticker that's like, DD, double dosed. I can hug again. Make hugs a thing again. Honestly, make the side cheek kissing a thing again. I don't have time to do the whole body. Like, I just like when I could just lean in my cheek. I don't have to do any work. Boom, boom, we're in. I just want to go back to that. I think now's the time where we can, like, reset the greeting trends, you know? Done. We're resetting the greeting trends. Kisses are coming back. I guess with COVID, though, that's, like, not really going to be a thing. But you know what? You know what? I'm also excited because I got a dope new blazer. And if you're not watching this, you're going to want to look up a clip because I am obsessed with my new blazer that I got off of Poshmark. Shout out Poshmark. And I got such a great deal on it and I love it. And I paid for it with credit from a previous sale I made. So basically it didn't cost me anything. We're at net. As Erica Nardini would say, neutral. Well, actually that's not net in her definition. But you know what? We're at neutral. It didn't cost anything. This blazer is free. It's free. Free like the wind. I also am excited because last night on May 11th, I completed my taxes. Is the due date May 17th? Mayhaps. In fact, 100% it is. But do I live life on the wire? You bet I do. You bet I do. I did a pretty darn good job. Used TurboTax. Shout out TurboTax. In the past, I was able to just mooch off of my family's accountant, but then they switched accountants, and then I thought I was still gonna be able to like sort of skirt under the radar and use the same accountant, and then she was like, "Yeah, you like don't really need me. Like you can just do it on your own." And I was like, "Man, no, I cannot. I have all these expenses and not much money made yet." So remember how I have this whole other career where I keep spending money but not making any money? Yet is the key, but still for 2020. Yeah, anyway, so that was like super fun. Crushing it. Anyway, so I did it. Don't worry, I did it. And then I vacuumed the apartment. And I didn't go to bed till 1 a.m. because I'm crazy. Yeah, it's just like amazing what you can do with the day when you don't drink, you know? Okay, I recognize that made me sound like an alcoholic, but I'll explain. I think like there was a couple weeks ago, I don't know, whenever I'm just like in a mood or I'm not feeling inspired or motivated or something, I like will just start having a drink at night. And nothing crazy, just like a few glasses of wine or a few beers. Nothing crazy. But then I'll just like, it's not like I'm hungover, but it takes a little longer for your day to get going, at least for me. And so, you know, I just do better when I don't drink every night, which is like probably something most people experience. But anyway, I was in a zone, I was in a mope, you know, we all go through those phases and you just feel like you're not productive and you're uninspired and you're in a rut, and then it's tough, you know? It's tough. So that's what I was feeling. And then yesterday I was able to sort of like get all of this stuff done all day. Like, so yes, my ringtone is that like ghost noise. Yeah, I was able to get a lot done. Okay, that's really all there is to say about that. But I was also watching this video. Okay, so I'm now obsessed with learning more about cats because I just want to be the best. I want Coco to be like an elite cat. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want her to be just so fit, so happy, so healthy. And so I love this one YouTube channel all about cats. And they're just very informative. And it's also not too, like, you know those YouTube videos that are like, bazoink, blah, 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 like all these noises and images. And this is just very straightforward, calming information. So it's great. I can like put it on towards the end of the day and I feel relaxed. I don't get like a jolt of anxiety. Anyway, they've had this one channel all about cats. We'll have this like vet come on sometimes and she's great. But this video was like 10 signs your cat is sick and needs help. How about know your cat? How about be able to recognize when something's off about an animal that lives in your home? And especially, cats usually like to be kind of near you. Like, don't you think you'd notice if, like, your cat's not eating the food? Like, if you're refilling the bowl every day, like, oh, wait a minute, there's still food here. Ding, 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 something might be wrong. Honestly, sometimes I feel like it's sad that we have to teach people, like, common sense. A multi-degreed veterinary doctor has to come on a YouTube channel that reaches thousands of people, if not more. Let's see how many views. Thousands of people to tell them how to use their fucking brains and use common sense. Like, yeah, something's wrong with your cat. Yeah, 1,200 views, and it only just posted, so there's gonna be more people. Like, how about observe and recognize? Right, Coco? Coco's eye has gotten a lot better, for those wondering. She now opens both of her eyes. You don't realize how bad something was until it gets better. Like, I brought her to the vet and I was like, look, I'm sure she's fine. But this is a problem, it won't go away, blah, blah. And then now we like have I have been putting the ointment on her, and now she just looks like a Coco 2.0. It's like, oh, Coco had one eye before, Coco has 2 eyes now, baby. And she's like healthier because she, you know, was so skinny before, so she gained some weight and her fur is softer and she's such a little cutie and she's sleeping over there on the couch. Yeah, she's so good. She's so good. She's such a good cat. And I think I just want some more cat gear, you know? Like, I'm talking about for myself. Well, for her, I want to get one of those little backpacks. And I want to put her in the backpack that has the little, like, window. And I want to put her in the backpack, and I want to take her on a walk. And then I want to take her to this, like, cool park by the water. And then, like, bring her out and have her on one of those, like, cat harnesses and leash. But, like, I won't even really need to hold the leash because she'll just be, like, near us, you know? And then, like, eventually, maybe she'll be one of those cats that, like, perches on your shoulder and she just, like, hangs out there. She will 100% not be that cat. She doesn't like to be held, but you never know. But I do want to, like, bring her on walks. I just feel like she needs some stimulation. On the other hand, I feel like if she was found outside, she has no interest in looking, like, outside the window. I have this nice spot set up for her in the window with a nice blanket. She is not at all interested in what's going on outside. Is not interested when we open the door to the apartment, does not want to go. She's like, nope, I'm here. I am inside. This is where I want to be. Why the F would I look out there? And I just love that about her. She's like, guys, this is where I want to be. And she's so cute. Okay. Okay. Other news. Ellen DeGeneres' talk show is ending. It was time, you know. I feel like we all loved Ellen for so long, and then it's just like nobody who is like quote unquote that happy can really be that happy for that long. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're Mr. Rogers, because he is an actual saint personified. But I don't know. Like, I always thought her humor was a little cringy, like it wasn't my style. Like, pranking and messing with people is not my style of humor. And there were always these weird clips that she would do, like where she made Mariah Carey admit to being pregnant on camera because she kept trying to give her champagne. And then Mariah Carey Mariah Carey did not want to announce that she was pregnant. Ellen kept doing that, pushing her, so then she like didn't drink the champagne on camera, and so then that basically forced her to admit that she was pregnant, and then she had a miscarriage like a month later. You know how F that is? Like, there's a reason you don't announce a pregnancy until you want to or until you're comfortable. Now, like, the entire world knows that about Mariah Carey. That's why I just told you that about Mariah Carey. Wow, I'm getting so close to my microphone. Ellen's time is time. I think we were approaching the time. And wow, that horn. Okay, horn. Literally, people on 7th Avenue at this hour, you would think it was like, I don't even know, rushing to get home? What do you have to get home for? It's still the end of COVID. Stop honking. I don't understand. Right outside my window. Let's do Wreck of the Week. My Wreck of the Week is Poshmark. Is this Poshmark? It's literally Poshmark. Okay, I have become such a fan. I was about to just drop off a whole thing of clothes to Goodwill, but then I was like, no, there's some nice stuff in here that's in good condition. I might as well try to sell it because I'm trying to buy more used clothing again. I used to be good about that when I was broke as fuck. When I was super broke, but and now it's just like trends are so fast, it's insane. It's like, anyway, I want to be a bit slower and more thoughtful and conscious in my consumption, so I'm trying to buy more on Poshmark. Like, I just got these cute little white loafers for I think $10, which is crazy. And I got this blazer for such a good price. I honestly forget the price because it basically like evened out with items that I had sold. And then they make it really easy to post items that you want to sell. Honestly, easier than eBay, which I hate to say because I used to love buying items on eBay. I've bought a lot of stuff off eBay. And I've posted a lot on eBay, but I keep getting sales on Poshmark before eBay. Now, I think what eBay is probably best for is more niche, like super specific niche items, like just another Zara dress, I mean, is just going to do better on Poshmark because that's just who the whole audience is. So yeah, I'm really pumped about it. And I would say if you're, starting to clear out, some items because warmer weather's coming, you might be like, in New York City, I don't know where you are if you're where you're listening from, but in New York City, like, space is so insane that you have to kind of like switch out a bit. So you usually sort of fold your more heavy winter items and either put them like under your bed or in a different closet or something, and then put your warmer items out in your closet or hanging area. And so it's always a really good time to assess what you didn't wear that year and say, okay, I can probably get rid of this. So I'm trying to sell more on Poshmark, which I'm pumped about. And I made 3 sales this week, including this bridesmaid's dress from like 2 years ago that looked absolutely terrible on me because it is like the color blush, which is the color of the undertones of my skin. So when I wear it, I look washed out, like some sort of pale, gross, just a ghost. Like, is she ill? No, she's just wearing a dress that looks terrible on her. So I was very happy to sell that. And yeah, so my Wreck of the Week, bottom line, is Poshmark. Check it out and check out my closet. It's just my name, Charlotte Otremba. I'll link it. Okay, let's do advice. It's time for advice. How do you talk to a friend that continues to do something that bothers you? All right, this was a bit of a vague question. I'm not really sure why we included this one, but that's all right. We're going to answer it. I would say I think it depends how much that thing bothers you and how often you are around that friend. If it's a roommate or somebody that you live with or work with, and it will impact your day-to-day sanity or productivity, I think you bring it up. I think it's always best if you bring it up right as the thing is happening. Do you know what I'm saying? So if they always leave all the lights on, let's say, and your roommates, right as you're leaving the apartment and you catch them leaving all the lights on, instead of turning them off, say it right then and just say, hey, remember to turn off all the lights. We keep leaving the lights on and it's running up our bill. Remember to turn off the lights. I'm trying to remember too. What this does is a few things. It doesn't make it seem like you're totally accusing them because you're just catching it in the act rather than like, I hate to say it's proof, but it's like, it's less of a target when you see it happening because then they can see themselves doing it. Because it could be something where they don't even realize they're doing it, right? And so if you brought it up at a later time, it would seem like you've been mulling it over and you're maybe like scapegoating them and they don't have proof in their head. They just feel like they're getting blamed for something. So I think if it's just happening in the moment, then it's proof, one, and it's something that's fixable in that moment so they can feel what it's like to fix it and not do it. And they can recognize sort of maybe the reason why they should stop. If it's a coworker friend, I think it still stands. When they do that thing, say it right then, but make it as casual as possible and direct as possible. Don't add a bunch of words. That always makes it worse. I hate when people do this. My family can do this a lot, where it's like adding all of these other like things in, and it just makes it confusing, and then it makes it all like seem way more of a big deal than it is. Or makes it seem overwhelming, I guess is what it is, because it can still be a big deal. But it makes it seem overwhelming to the person receiving that information, so then they're like getting all these clouded messages. They don't know if it's something that's offending this person, if they are failing, they start to maybe feel shame. The longer the whole process goes on, the worse it is for the person receiving this note. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think as clear and concise as the delivery can be, the better, and the more likely it will be that this problem will be fixed. Right? That's what I would say. And if it's a friend that you don't see that often, and they're doing something that bothers you, so this might then have to be over text if it's something like you haven't seen them in a while, because that could be something that bothers you. I don't know. I have to say, I'm not always the best at this. Like, something just happened to me the other night where something was bothering me, and I didn't bring it up, and then my friend actually brought it up, and she was so great about it. I think there is value in waiting a bit so you're not, in general, with all these scenarios, and I'm not saying this is what happened to me, but I'm just saying that, like, in general, waiting a little is good, just so that you're not reactionary. And then seeing them, if it's a friend that you don't see that often, then maybe seeing them in person and bringing it up in a direct, light way, if that makes sense. Don't be like, it really bothers me when you do this to me, because it can seem, again, accusatory and like they are intentionally trying to hurt you with whatever this action is, when they might not necessarily. And let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They probably are not doing this thing to bother you. So just say, X makes me feel like Y. Would you mind if we talk about this, or you just stop doing that? Because I take it personally. Might be a good way to phrase it. Try that. I'm not saying it's perfect, but those are some thoughts. Next, how do you manage guilt around not taking care of your parents in the way they want you to, regarding financially or in ways that force you to sacrifice your own mental health? Oh, like the parents are making you feel guilty for not doing things like supporting them financially, or maybe not meeting goals financially that they expect of you. I should have gotten some clarity on that phrasing, but I will say setting boundaries with anybody in your life, including your parents, is important and obviously not easy. I think, hot take, I feel like there are so many things these days, you know, I'll be on TikTok and like mental health TikTok or whatever, therapy TikTok. No, not therapy TikTok, because they're usually better at it. But it'll be about these people who are like, you know, you got to set boundaries and it doesn't matter who you offend. And just like, I don't know if you need to like, you know, elbow people and stab them on your way to get boundaries. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, in extreme situations, if you're dealing with somebody really bad, I mean, that's one thing. That, you know, if you're dealing with abuse, yeah, absolutely. But if it's something where maybe you have some people-pleasing tendencies, which it sounds like maybe this person asking the question does, or you just need more space, I think there is value in understanding, and this helps me, that you do not have to return every phone call and text the moment you see them. You don't have to go to every in-person event or hang session or something that this person asks you to, and this goes with parents too. Like it's hard with parents, so I think if they are making you feel guilty about something, I'm guessing that they don't recognize that they're doing that, and I'm also guessing that you saying something about it directly, they will take it personally, which I've dealt with, and then nothing happens because then they just feel like you're offending them, or they get offended because, yeah, they just get really offended. So I think the best way is to honestly just like shut it down, like stop talking about it, kind of. Again, maybe not the best advice, but I feel like what helps me is I just say like, okay, and I just like go talk about something else and maybe go talk to someone else. And while it's not directly saying that I'm setting a boundary, it is setting a boundary because I am removing myself from the conversation and situation. Because you have to also recognize that there are certain conversations that just aren't going to happen no matter how badly you want them to happen, and no matter how badly you want them to be this perfect conversation of you saying that this hurts me because X, and then that person understands, and then they'll say, okay, I will no longer do that, and I respect your boundary and your feelings, because the reality is not everybody has that emotional intelligence or language capability, and you can only be responsible for your feelings. And so if they are making you feel guilty, I just would encourage you to just say no. If they ask you for something, you can say no. You are not the only person responsible for them, and and you can say no, especially if it's going to affect your mental health and your financial situation. You can say no, you know? Yeah, that's what I would say. That's what I would say. That's my advice. That's my advice to you. All right, it is circa 100 degrees in my apartment at this time, so I need to open the window back up and put some AC on, maybe take my blazer off. And I'm so excited that you joined me today. Make sure to check out the hilarious sketch that I was in, written and directed by Catherine Coleman. It's called Therapy Alternatives. It's so fun. And you can see some great outtakes of me freaking out in the park and seeing how all these people reacted. Great stuff. I'll link it below. She also commented it on my last episode, but I'll link it in this episode so you can go see it. Make sure to follow me everywhere on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, always at Charlotte Otremba. And don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your friends, and if you have any ideas for upcoming episodes, don't forget to reach out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye!